Welcome back to Burkeshire Farm. My name is Frank. As you can see, we're not on the farm today. We're back at our rental property in Spring, Texas. And we're right now in the dining room. And this dining room was completely full of boxes and furniture and all types of personal property of ours that we just had never unpacked the whole year that we've been here in Texas. Is things that we never unpacked, that we've just been doing without. And as you can see, it's not here. We've a previous video, I'll put a link right up here, is beginning our move from Spring to our farm and growth in Burkeshire Farm. Something that I'm doing today, in fact, I'm going to put some pictures up for you. I made an agreement with our oldest son, JP, to redo a lot of the flooring inside this rental property of theirs. And that's what I'm doing today. We're installing laminate flooring. I took out all the carpeting. I removed all the carpeting in this room, the dining room, the entire living area, the entranceway. I still have the master bedroom to go and the master bedroom closet. And it's just been a really big project that I've been working at little by little. But now that we're making our move from here out to the farm, I'm really going to pour on the gas and get these projects done so that we can be out there working on our own projects. This here, by the way, is a 12mm laminate floor. We got it on sale over at Floor & Decor. Floor & Decor, they were having a big special run on it. We bought a bunch of it for our Barndominium out in Groveton. And it was such a good deal, we contacted JP and said, hey, you know what? This is 12mm flooring, and I looked at the lock on it. I'm very impressed with the locking system. I wasn't at first, but once I got the hang of it, it works pretty good. And anyway, so he went ahead and purchased a bunch of it for here in his rental property, and I'm installing it. This is probably one of the most simple floors that anybody could ever tackle. It's an interlocking system. Again, this is 12mm. Now, this is water resistant. And a lot of people misunderstand the difference between water resistant and waterproof. Water resistance means, oops, you spilled your cup of coffee or your soda or your glass of wine or whatever it may be. Oops, I spilled it. Grab a rag, wipe it up real quick, you're good. Or a dog decides to take a potty. Great. Wipe it up real quick, you're going to be just fine. Even cleaning this with a somewhat moist, what are those things, honey? Floor Swiffer. Like a somewhat moist floor Swiffer, not going to hurt it a bit. But if you pour a glass of something on it, or a dog wets on it, and it sets on there for a good 12, 24 hours, guaranteed this floor is going to eventually absorb it, and it's going to swell up and start to buckle on you. So just to let you know, there is a big difference between water resistant and waterproof. Something else that we're using here, and then, like I say, this is such a simple process. The flooring itself is, it's just self-explanatory. The only thing with laminate flooring is you want to stagger all your joints. You want a good stagger with, maybe start out with a half of one, and then or start out with a whole one, and then a half of one, and then a whole one. So you got all your joints are staggered the same, and whether you do 2 joints per panel or just 1 joint per panel, like a half and half, or 2, which would be a 2/3, every 2/3. You want to stagger all your seams and all your joints where they interlock. Other than that, the only other product we got here is, this is called Microband. It's an underlayment. Simply went over to Home Depot and picked this up, and I've had very good luck with it. I plan on installing it in our own Barndominium when we start our flooring over there, and I promise I will do plenty of videos for you on that. But it's just a very, very simple process. You lay your laminate down. You want to clean your concrete real good. clean your concrete, make sure there's no moisture areas or any problems with your flooring. Once you get your carpet or whatever it is that you're replacing, you go right down to the bare concrete, you lay this down, it's a microband underlayment, you lay it down, it's got an adhesive on the one side, it overlaps. I showed you in the beginning, you just basically overlap it, pull your strip, and it lays in underneath this flooring. I've never had any problem with it, and to be honest with you, I have done a lot of this type of flooring. I don't think there's a single manufacturer that I have not dealt with in one way or another. So, thank you again for clicking on our channel, and it's just going to be a real quick video. I'm going to throw up some pictures and show you the project that I'm working on here in the rental, and we plan on being completely out of here probably within about the next, I'm going to say about a week, probably a week tops. We'll have everything out, we'll have everything to the farm, and I should be in here finishing up, you know, just touching up this and that and the different projects that I promised that I would take care of while we were here. I want you to notice, I want you to see that I took the time to remove all of the baseboards. I removed all the baseboards all the way around, and what I've done is I brought this flooring in just a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch away from this wall. Now, this kind of flooring, it will expand and contract with the different climates, with the different temperatures and the different seasons. You don't ever want to run this all the way up against the wall on both sides, because if it gets warm and it expands, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a great big bubble right in the middle of your room, because it's going to expand all the way to the point where it can't move over here anymore. It's going to expand on the other side where it can't move anymore, and you will literally have a bubble start forming right in the middle of your floor. So you always want to stay back about 1/4 of an inch. But you can see here, on this particular one, they kept the sheetrock up about 1/2 of an inch. So even though I'm setting back away from this sheetrock, I still have a whole 1/2 of an inch in there that this flooring can still expand. But you don't want to go too short, because if you go too short and it shrinks during the cold, it can shrink up and pull right out from underneath your baseboard. And that's where I go along with this. I'm going to come back in. When this baseboard came off, you can see now I've got to cut the height of my flooring out of this baseboard. So I'm going to rip these baseboards just under, I want to say it's just under about 1/2 of an inch. Then they'll come back in and they'll fit properly where they were before. But the main goal is that that flooring has the ability to expand and contract in underneath this baseboard. A lot of guys, they won't even take these off. They will not take the time to do this much work. They'll just bring the flooring, leave it about a 1/4 of an inch or so away from this baseboard, and then go around it with some cord around it, and there you go. Where on this particular job, I wanted to do it right, and I wanted to do it to the best of my ability. So I have removed all the baseboards. I will rip these baseboards before putting them back in so that they line right up back where they were before. This floor will be designed to expand and contract in and out from underneath that baseboard, or along underneath the baseboard, without pulling out and exposing any type of a crack or a seam. Another thing about laminate flooring is, well, up to this point, you can see that the entire floor is designed to float. I mean, it is designed to float and fluctuate with the different climates. It will move, it will expand, it will contract. And you just got to give yourself a little bit of room around the edges to allow it to do what it wants to do. Just another FYI, if you lay your material out like this, placing one piece of laminate on top of the other laminate that you got on the floor, don't step on these. These are like ice skates. They'll just slip right out from underneath you and you will land on the floor. Here you can see the master bedroom closet that I did. Just a small closet area. Got all the trim back on. Back into the cubby. This here's the master bedroom that I did. You see it's all finished up. This here's the main living room. The main living room area is completely done. Over here is a small hall. This is a small hallway off the main living area between the bedrooms and the second bathroom. And this way, going towards the front of the house, there's a small area there. The garage goes out to the garage. And last but not least, we have the dining room that is all finished up. Trim's back on. You can see we're all moved out. We're permanently at the farm. Granted, we're in a travel trailer still, but we'll work our way into that Barndominium. So I do want to say, if you're a subscriber, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching our videos and subscribing to our channel. It means so much to us. We appreciate you. We appreciate you very, very much. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We'd love for you to join along on this journey that we're on here in Texas, building a barndominium out on the farm. If you would, just take a minute and hit that like, share button. It really does help us. It gets our videos out in front of more and more people. And until the next time, God bless.